back to crackpot sports. I thought a really good Super Bowl yesterday up until the last, I don't know,
2
minute
minutes, minute
48
and a
seconds.
half. Yeah, could have been like one of the best games ever, and then you just like the
Because
ending.
we're not talking about the cornerback. He said he held. He said it was
But
holding.
they didn't call a hold all game,
No.
and so I guess it was just amazing defense all game. Nobody held at all. Juju
Well,
Smith-Schuster didn't get spun around at one point.
they actually showed holding calls that weren't being called.
Right.
So
So it's
I
like
agree.
you're letting it go all game, and now you decide to call it.
Yeah, that's what frustrated me. And like I said, I was rooting for the Chiefs. I mean, I didn't really care who won either way, but I said I kind of want to see the Chiefs win again. I like Mahomes, but I was like, oh come on, you can't call that.
I was just rooting for a great game. I just wanted to see back and forth.
Yeah,
So I wanted Philadelphia to get a decent chance, not 8 seconds on the clock. I wanted them to have like a minute and a half to try to match.
Well, they tried. They tried to let the runner go in. The runner was smart and stopped at the 1 foot line. But I was like, come on. The worst part was it wasn't catchable.
Right.
I know it's
Like,
not pass interference. It's holding. But even if he got off there, if he got off the mark free, the line free, he's still not catching that ball.
And usually, like if a receiver gets held, they're like throwing out their hand, they're screaming at the ref.
Yeah,
he didn't do anything. He was like, "All right, it's like a normal play."
Yeah, I was shocked and disappointed. Again, I'm not going to take anything away from the Chiefs. They earned it, but yeah, I couldn't believe that call. I was also shocked too. I thought when Philadelphia had the ball, the last time they had the ball, where they tied it up, I thought they scored too quick. They threw that long bomb to Smith. I go, oh, you're going to give Kansas City a ton of time to come down there, take their time, and score, which did happen. But I don't know. I thought it was overall. I thought it was a great Super Bowl. At least it was entertaining. It did come down to the end. But I'm like you. Go ahead.
It's just like it could have been an A+ Super Bowl. That penalty knocks it from like an A+ to like an A- Super Bowl. Like,
yeah, but like what could have happened? Like you were saying, if Kansas City kicks a field goal, you got like a minute 30 something left. I think Philadelphia had at least one timeout left, and they could have drove down the field. It'd have been up to Kansas City to stop them, and kick a field goal. It goes into overtime, or they get a touchdown and win the game. To me, that's an exciting ending where the refs don't decide the game. The players do. Players and coaches do, but I mean, it is what it is. Can't go back and if I was a Philly fan, Eagles fan, I'd be ticked. I would have had trouble sleeping last night.
Seeing some of those videos from Philadelphia, like they were pretty mad on the streets.
Oh yeah. That could have been. They're bad enough when they win,
right?
to lose that way, it was a tough way to lose a game. But I thought that Jalen Hurts. I thought he
played really a great game.
He proved himself he's in the conversation top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. In fact, I was.
Yeah, he'll be getting paid pretty soon.
Yeah, I was goofing around with it. I said I would go Mahomes, Burrows, and probably Jalen Hurts. He would probably be my third choice. And that's over Allen, Herbert. Third. The problem with Josh Allen, I just don't like. I don't like the way he goes to get hit. He's got to change his game up. Mm-hmm. He's not going to. He's not going to last. He's not going to last the way he plays his game. He's great.
Oh, you're talking about something different, like who you would take.
Who would I take? Yeah, who would I take? Yeah, I'm not saying the best.
I was saying who. I was going by who's the best.
Yeah, for me, I would because I would do. But he proved himself. I mean, he had 304 yards passing, a TD, no interceptions. He had 70 yards rushing, 3 TDs. He had that one fumble that was costly. But I mean, he's unstoppable on that fourth and one.
The quarterback. They showed it like 33 for 37 or 33 for 38.
Yeah. But there's talk. I was listening to some radio show today, and they were saying that the NFL might make it illegal for people to push the guy forward the way they're doing.
I
And I'm
hope
like,
so.
well,
It's just like it's turning into like rugby there.
yeah, I mean, every team will probably start doing that. But I think the only way to stop it is what Chris Jones did when he dove over the pile and grabbed him. But you need more than one person to dive over the pile. You need someone to grab him and pull him backwards as he's being. But I think they will ban it because somebody, it's like I said, it's rugby. I mean, you can see their heads are just
right.
I think they will stop it. If a quarterback sneaks, he can't have anybody pushing. He can't have anybody pushing him.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I think Hurts because he's strong.
He'd still be fine. Like maybe just 28 of 38 instead of 33 of 38.
Because it'll become a joke because everyone will start doing it.
I don't think about everyone. I don't think Tua is going to be going in their head first.
Well, not Tua, but I'm saying, I mean, you like a Justin Herbert, a Josh Allen.
Mm.
I don't think Burrow would do it because Burrow's not built like that. But any quarterback that's built big,
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. Well, he's out most of the year next year. But yeah, part of me was like, okay, you can't ban that. But I started thinking, if the quarterback's going to sneak, he has to do it on his own. He can't have anybody pushing him behind him, especially when they line up like that.
Mm.
It's almost unstoppable. I mean, there's sometimes they do stop him, but then all that force of the weight behind him just going forward.
But that's been going on for years because I remember USC used to do that when they had Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush because they call it. I remember it was called the Bush push.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. The Bush push. Lost his Heisman. I wouldn't have given it back. I still to this day said, screw you. I'm not giving it back.
You're like Donald Trump with the classified documents.
Exactly. No, they're mine. I'm going to go shoot down some balloons. I'm not giving the Heisman back. But I thought Mahomes had a pretty good guy. Do you think he was acting a little bit when he?
I think he might have felt like a little bit of pain right there, and then probably got nervous because of how much pain he was in like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
He's like, oh no, not like in the Super Bowl. Right now, it's happening again.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows if they gave him like a Toradol shot or something at halftime?
Yeah, they probably did because I've had high ankle sprains
mm-hmm.
and they hurt. I mean, you can't do crap on them. But I never had I had never got shot up with stuff. But I was like going, oh Christ, if they don't have him, there's no way they're going to come back down by 10.
Yeah, I remember at that point. Well, no, at that point I was like, it was like close to halftime or something. I'm like,
right.
Oh, we are in a back and forth game. They're going touchdown for touchdown. I'm like, is this where it turns into a blowout here?
Yeah. Well, it could, because when the Philly had the Eagles had the ball up 14-7 when Hurts fumbled, and the Chiefs were struggling the whole first half to slow them down. I mean, I think they only stopped them once on offense. I mean, it was a key stop because that punt led to them getting on the 5-yard line, and they had that great play, the corn dog play. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear what it's called, but yeah,
it's called. Andy Reid said it's called the corn dog play because there's nothing wrong with a corn dog with some mustard and ketchup on it. He goes, so I guess they said corn dog in the huddle, and he was wide open.
I think I saw something like they saw like in that formation earlier in the year, Philadelphia just overcommits and goes like right into the center, and so they saw they reacted and they did that play twice yesterday, and both times it worked.
Both times touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Andy Reid was the better coach, especially in the second half. I thought the Eagles should have tried for a touchdown at the end of the first half. It almost like they were content. Okay, we'll go up by 10 at the half.
Mm-hmm. But,
the Chiefs were getting the ball in the second half. And the Chiefs came out. They were a different team in the second half. They were just someone said that they started using all the receivers instead of just using Kelsey. They started using all the receivers. I don't know if that was the plan to throw the Eagles off. But it was
like,
just a different team. And I think it also helped for the long halftime.
For Andy Reid to make adjustments.
Also, whatever they had to do with Mahomes. Also, the Kansas City defense could get a rest because they were on the field almost the entire first half.
I think it was 20 minutes for Philadelphia, 10 minutes for Kansas City in the first half.
Yeah, it was. It's the Chiefs' defense own fault. They couldn't get off the field. But
that's what Philadelphia does. Like, they wear you down with running and trying to control the clock.
Yeah. Do you think the Chiefs, because the Chiefs looked like they were hitting harder on defense than the Eagles were, and that takes its toll. I mean, when you're getting hit like that, you think that was the game plan, was just keep hitting their players, just keep driving them into the ground. I mean, it didn't stop them from scoring, but maybe it slowed them down a little bit.
Well, they definitely, on their Kansas City offense side, they were beating up Philadelphia pretty much with their offensive line.
Yeah, and the Eagles had no sacks
for the second time this year.
Yeah, and didn't pressure much either.
Right.
Mahomes wasn't under pressure much, but like I said, I enjoyed the game. I didn't see the halftime show. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Okay, it's not that I was against it. I just said I had some stuff to do. I said, okay, I'm gonna go do some stuff while the halftime show is coming on. Then I'll come back and start the game again. But
it was a little bit of a crazy performance. Like, not crazy in the sense of like all the stuff like dancers or stuff going on, but like they had like these stages that were being lifted like by wires or ropes or something. And it turns out like Rihanna's like a few months pregnant and she's up like halfway up in the stage.
Well, she's like very pregnant.
Yeah. So she wasn't like hooked to a harness or anything. It
really?
Seemed like, very crazy, like risky.
Yeah. When you're pregnant, you shouldn't take chances like that. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not her.
But it seems like for the most part, everybody enjoyed like the performance. I think I saw something where this was the third most watched Super Bowl. It averaged like 113 million viewers.
Oh, really?
And for the halftime, it went up to 118. So all the women were like, "All right, the football's done. We can tune into the Rihanna now."
Well, that's a lot of people. And third most watched Super Bowl. Well, you got the Eagles, and it was hard to tell who had the most fans there. It didn't sound like there were more Eagles fans there.
Yeah, it sounded a little bit more like Eagles fans
than Chiefs fans. But again, but the thing I even tweeted it, I thought was ridiculous. NFL spends all this money. I mean, it brings in all this money in the Super Bowl, and the field was a joke. It was, especially where the paint was,
right?
Where people kept sliding and slipping. That should not happen in a Super Bowl.
Well, I saw something like they were talking about how bad the field was during the Fiesta Bowl there. And so I guess it was sort of a similar situation going on. But then you also have like they're practicing the halftime performance. So they're rolling out these big stages and messing up.
Well, the Chiefs played the Arizona the first week, and they complained about the field then. They said the turf is not right. Now, I think this is where they actually bring the turf out
for like sunlight during the daytime.
During the day, yeah, and then they bring it in for the for a game. But I don't know. I kept seeing these players slip and fall. I'm like going, this is a joke.
It's like, good luck trying to cover Travis Kelce on a slippery field.
Right. I mean, you can see this a couple of times. Brown went to go make a cut, and he would just slip and fall. Mm-hmm. Defensive backs are falling. Luckily, nobody got hurt. I don't know if there was any serious injuries in the game at all.
I don't think so. I noticed
which was nice to see. But I enjoyed the game, but I just didn't like that penalty. I was like, oh, come on, you can't call that. Then, of course, everyone would go, oh, it's rigged. The NFL's rigged. And you kind of go, well.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's rigged, but I just think if I was that, and I as I was explaining to Cindy too, I said, when I reffed hockey and stuff like that, and it's all, a lot of times it's just what viewpoint you're seeing, what angle you are. Sometimes you don't get the right. And I go, yeah, if he was at a different angle, it does look like he kind of twists him around a little bit. But when you see the backside, he really doesn't do anything to him. I mean, he grabs him a little bit, but not enough.
Like, he didn't slow him down at all.
No. So I don't know what angle. That's where you would think another ref would come up and say, "Hey, yeah, I saw he didn't hold him," or something like that. But that was a game clincher. It was just.
And then the Philly player after the game, he's like, "Yeah, I grabbed him." He's like, "I thought I could get away with it."
Yeah, I was like going, "Okay, yeah, you really didn't grab him. You didn't grab him that hard."
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. And then now we have the free agency coming, and Derek Carr said, "No, I will not be traded."
He's like, "Pay me my money or cut me."
Well, they're going to cut him. There's no chance they're giving him $40 million. But
it also makes sense for Carr because he doesn't want like just 1 year left on his deal. He probably wants to sign a 3 or 4 year deal.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's talked to the Saints a couple of times. I mean, what team? I mean, we've talked about this every week. There's so many teams that need quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And Derek Carr, he's not a superstar, but
it does seem like he'll end up in the Saints.
You think so?
I think so.
And then who are the 49ers getting? Are they going to stick with Brock Purdy and Trey Lance?
Mean, you got your 2 young quarterbacks. Like, they're cheap.
Yeah.
Purdy took you to a NFC championship game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I know you're hot.
If Lance can beat him out, cool. If not, you got your guy he's like, what, undefeated as a starter or 1 loss as a starter?
Yeah.
Technically, he went out in
he only played like
second quarter. Yeah.
Exactly. But then you have Aaron Rodgers, who's putting himself in solitary confinement in the dark for 4 days so he can
poop on himself and piss all over the place.
Yeah, I guess so. But he's a different guy.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's not the drawn out drama that it's been in the past where, he's going,
but I don't know if I'm going to come back. I might retire.
Yeah, there's no way he's retiring. I think he's getting like $50 million.
Right.
There's no chance he retires. I mean, I'm sure he's loaded, but you don't walk away from $50 million. There's no way.
That'll pay for some lights.
Yeah. Now, I guess the Jets have contacted Green Bay, and there's rumors that the Raiders have contacted Green Bay. And the Green Bay would be up for a trade if certain things. And I think we talked about this last week. If I'm the Raiders, either I get Aaron Rodgers or I just blow the thing up and start over again.
Well, plus the Jets, they hired his old offense coordinator from the Broncos.
Yeah.
So
Nathaniel Hackett, yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, the Jets are, that people are saying, well, the Jets are only a quarterback away. And I agree. They've got a great defense and got some weapons, but what are you going to have to give up to get Aaron Rodgers? The guy's like, he's going to be 40 this year, right?
I think he's like 38.
Oh, is he 38? Okay,
he might be 40. Maybe I'm wrong.
He could play a few more years then, but
then I heard like something today, like the Jets are like the 9th favorite to win the Super Bowl next year.
Really?
And they don't even have a quarterback right now.
Wow.
I guess maybe Vegas thinks Rodgers is going there, or they're going to get Carr. They're going to get like one of these veteran quarterbacks.
Again, Carr, like I said, if I'm the Jets, I would go after Carr if I couldn't get Rodgers, because I mean, what else is out there? I mean, Lamar Jackson maybe, but I don't see the Ravens saying, "Hey, we're going to get rid of Lamar Jackson for nothing." I mean, but you're going to have the same problem you had last year. If he signs a 1-year deal, you're going to have that thing at the end of the year. Okay, is he 100%? Is he just saying, screw it, I'm not going to get hurt anymore? And he hasn't finished the last 2 seasons healthy.
Right.
And other than that, I don't know. You have Garoppolo's out there, but I mean, he's okay, but he'll probably get hurt.
I feel like he might be maybe like a Carolina solution, where Carolina drafts like a young quarterback and just has him fill in for like a year.
Yeah, because it's only fair that Frank Reich not have a quarterback as head coach.
And Frank Reich loves his old quarterback, so
yes, he does. Yes. Who were they saying he want to go after? They're saying another quarterback he might go after because of ties to him.
Bring back Wentz.
bring back Wentz. Maybe you never know. I mean, where's Wentz going to go? I mean, I'm sure he'll go. He'll go somewhere.
Spot.
Well, he'll be a backup. Then if
Yeah.
that quarterback gets hurt, then he'll. But I don't know. I need to do more research on it. But I know there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks, and like I said, Derek Carr, he'll probably make some money because someone's going to be desperate.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the Raiders need a quarterback. Well, the Rams have a quarterback. Let's see. I'm just going through teams. Like I said, the Saints need a quarterback. Dolphins, do they need a quarterback?
No, they said they're sticking with Tua.
They're going to stick with Tua?
Yeah. I don't know that they're going to give him his extension or a long-term deal, but...
Well, that's what you have coming up, too. You have Burrows, Hurts, and Herbert and Tua are all...
Yeah, the same draft class.
They've done their 3 years. So now it's like, okay, like I said, if I was those quarterbacks, maybe not Tua because he got hurt, but I'm holding out. I said, no, I want a big extension. I want,
Yeah, but I think Herbert, Burrow, and Hurts all get them easily. I think.
Well, they will. But what I'm saying is, if you, because what if the team says, okay, we'll see how you do. We'll talk after season 4. What if I get hurt?
No, I think all those teams are going to give it to him like this summer or this spring.
You're saying, so Cincinnati, history of being cheap. Chargers, history of being cheap. And who was the other team? The Eagles? I think the Eagles definitely they'll do it. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. But
I even saw like Burrow might take a little less because he wants to keep Chase like on the team and stuff.
Oh, really? Well, I know the Chargers are $22 million over the cap, and they're talking about cutting Keenan Allen because
he's always hurt.
He's always hurt, but he's making like 16, 17. It's a huge cap hit, and they got Mike Williams, a huge cap hit, and they got Bosa and Khalil Mack, and all these different guys are going to have to try and keep.
Did Eckler already get his extension?
Eckler he's on his final year.
Final year.
And if I'm Eckler, I'm at a bargain. He's only making like $6 million only, but for his production, does he hold out and say, no, give me more money? But I don't think he will, but we shall see. But should be a fun off season. Anything else you want to add to this?
Well, I saw this stat today about Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Here's how Mahomes has started his career. 5 years as a starter, 5 straight championship games, 5 straight division titles, 5 straight 12-win seasons, 5 straight Pro Bowls, 2 Super Bowl wins, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 NFL MVPs. Yeah, could he be the one that challenges Tom Brady?
If he stays healthy, yes. I think he's just a special quarterback. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. If I had to take one quarterback, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes. And it helps that he has Andy Reid, who's Hall of Fame coach also.
Offensive genius, yeah.
Offensive genius, but because someone was saying, who was it? Adam Shine was saying, no one will ever come close to what Brady accomplished. I get, I don't know. We shall see.
Stats wise, Mahomes should be able to come close.
Yeah.
Because from 2000 to 2010, the Patriots weren't that amazing on offense besides the Randy Moss years.
Right.
He was more like a game manager. Whereas Mahomes just came right in.
Be careful. Hope the Patriots fan don't hear
that. There's laughs out here.
That we know of.
But yeah, it was more he'd get 200, 250 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns.
They ran the ball effectively.
And he had good defense.
And played good defense.
Whereas Mahomes came in throwing 300, 350 yards.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns.
And he ran a couple times. I think he had 44 yards rushing. and he was doing it on one leg. You can tell he wasn't healthy when he was running. And that one run where he had
it was funny in the third quarter when he had that like long run where he's running up to like the right side, like in like the 20-yard line or like 20 yards. He's like sprinting so fast, and then once he gets up, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna limp now." I'm like, well, I think the sprint.
Well, I think the adrenaline gets you going, and then after a long run like that, I'm sure he was in obvious pain. He's not his brother. I mean, his brother has to go. Do you see he was dancing behind Mahomes at the end of when they have the talking to Fox Sports?
I turned it off by then.
I just saw it on Twitter today. I go, God, what is with this guy? Let your brother enjoy his Super Bowl win without you, going behind him and dance. I don't know.
It was funny. I watched the Super Bowl with a bunch of people from England, so they're more like soccer fans.
Right.
So when Mahomes like got hurt, like in the first half, they're like, "Oh, he's faking it," because they're used to like soccer players, just like
they're used
diving,
to soccer players.
And then they use that little spray, like, and then they instantly heal, like
exactly,
so quick. And I'm trying to explain to him, like, no, 3 weeks ago, like his ankle got like bent the wrong way, like this is a real injury.
It's not soccer. It's not where they fling on down on the ground. Yeah, but I'm ready for next season. I think it should be a good season next year. I guess it comes down to free agency and the draft. They're pointing out that the Chiefs have had two great drafts. 21 and 22 season, they've had two great drafts. They have all these young players, which helps too. You lost Tyreek Hill, one of the best receivers in football, and didn't. I mean, it's hard to say you didn't mess him, but
it's in hindsight or looking at it now, it's like Kansas City changed up their offense from all those like bomb like passes to like more like short yardage, like under 20 yard like throws. So they were like probably like, all right, if we're gonna change the offense, we really don't need Tyreek Hill in this offense.
Right. And he's going to want 30, whatever he got.
Yeah.
Plus, I got some draft choices that have paid off for them from the Dolphins. I mean,
he was great. Freed up salary to fix their offensive line.
Yeah, he was great for the Dolphins.
Yeah, it worked out for both teams.
And if Tua doesn't get hurt, who knows? I mean, you just don't know. And you guys hired Vic Fangio for defense. That's a good hire.
Yeah, hopefully
he's a good defensive.
Didn't really help Philadelphia that much.
No. Well, they just brought him in to consult, and I don't mean how much did they listen to him? I mean, if I'm the defensive coordinator, and you're bringing someone else in, and I got the team all the way. I helped get the team to the Super Bowl, and you're bringing someone else in to give his opinion, I might be a little pissed off.
I didn't realize they hired him just for 2 weeks. I thought he was there like the whole season.
No, he took the season off. He got fired from the Broncos, which they should have just kept him instead of hiring Nathaniel Hackett. But he's one of those guys like Wade Phillips. He's a much better coordinator than a head coach. Mm-hmm. And so we shall see. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. We'll be back. Maybe the draft or something? Maybe.
Yeah, whenever you need me, just let me know. I'll pop on.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for everyone who joined us. I mean, no one put anything in the chat, but we've had people in and out. But that's it. Super Bowl champions.
Sorry for chasing Fizzlehoff off by talking about the Patriots and Brady.
Oh, I forgot we didn't talk about the Pro Bowl, right? Did you watch any of it?
I watched it. I actually enjoyed it. I was like, yeah, this is much better than the old Pro Bowl. It was like fun to watch like these players like just have a short field, play flag football.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of it. Not that I was I just busy, and I went, I forgot the Pro Bowl was on. I just forgot all about it. But
I just had it on in the background, and I was like, yeah, not too bad. I actually like it.
It had 6.5 million people, watching it. But I thought maybe they should just do like go back to, I don't know if you're probably not old enough to remember, but ABC used to have different challenges like obstacle course, all this different stuff. They'd get like receivers, basketball, you get football players, baseball players, basketball players to compete against each other in these different sports. What was it? Was it something champions? Anyway, but today, those players needed the money because they weren't making the kind of money they're making now. So it's hard to get people to go up there and let's do an obstacle course. Let's do something that could ruin my career forever, and I don't get anything. But because that used to be like the Pro Bowl back then. If you won, you got like $5,000 or $10,000. Well, that's a lot of money when you're only making so much money.
Right.
But now when you're making $300 million, it's not that big a deal.
The way they have it set up now, I think you might see more of the stars like go to it instead of like sitting out like most of them seem to do like these last like few years.
Yeah, when you have Huntley going because no one else wants to go. I said
with his two touchdowns.
Yeah, his 2 touchdowns, like 10 interceptions. Yeah, that's a little weak, but
I still don't understand that pick. How did he get picked?
There was no one else left. Literally, they said there was just no one else left that wanted to do it.
Wouldn't Derek Carr shouldn't he have been an option?
I thought Derek Carr was there, wasn't he?
He might have been, I guess, but
yeah,
I think he was there because he talked to Jared Goff about switching teams.
Yeah, and to me too is it's a free trip to Vegas. That's what always made Hawaii fine because hey, it's a free trip to Hawaii. It's not like you're going, hey, a free trip to Detroit. You're not to don't get if you're in Detroit, don't get upset. It came to my top of my head here, but maybe hopefully they do it again, and maybe they'll do the things that the Manning brothers did too, the different games they had. But
what I miss, I don't know if you remember, like the early '90s, they would have like a QB challenge, and so they would have like a moving target you had to hit.
Right. Yeah.
They would have like farthest throw. You'd have like the hardest throw. Like, that was fun. I liked seeing like the quarterbacks like show how amazing their arms are and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But that might be something to do after the season's over.
Like summertime or something.
Yeah, summertime when you have where you could get get Mahomes hurt, so you get the best quarterbacks, and you don't have Huntley out there trying to do it. Hey, it's moving. I can't hit it. It's moving.
I mean, your only
Does it ever run out of gas?
The only competition would be baseball, and I feel like people would definitely tune in for that over baseball.
Right? Yeah, they would. It would be like the home run hitting contest. A lot of players don't like to do it. Say it screws up their swing. It takes them forever to get their swing back because they're just all they're trying to do there is hit home runs. And
isn't that all of Major League Baseball right now?
Yeah, pretty much. But now that the shift's been eliminated, they should go back to at least trying to spray the ball around. I would think. Well, actually, you should have been doing that the whole time the shift was on. I never understood why players, when literally everyone's on one side of the field, I would just bunt it every time down the third base line or first base line. I would just bunt it and said, "Screw it! Until you get back in position, I'm just going to keep bunting."
Yeah, don't some of these players not know how to bunt? Like,
no, they don't.
Like Stanton.
Yeah, because they've never bunted before.
Or Mike Judge.
Yeah, it's the easiest thing to do. Is to bunt. To me, I don't find it that difficult. But we're getting off topic. Anyway,
Ramblecast.
We turned into a Ramblecast. That's all we got. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back later on. Bye, everybody.
See you when we see you.